There's two types of people when you go to the gym. There's people who work out, they look like they have muscle, but they just don't look aesthetic. And then there's people who have muscle and they also look aesthetic. And I always wanted to figure out, why is it that certain people just look way better in this case as they're building muscle? Is there any particular muscles that they're training more, any particular workout that they're doing more? And I never got a true answer to that when I was researching this topic. And when I would go on bodybuilding or just find some sort of routine online of how to work out, it would just be for more of a, I guess, working out to get stronger, but not really look aesthetic. And with a lot of research, I found that there's about 6 muscle groups. If you can work out, they give you that perfect V taper, also gives you a more aesthetic look to you that helps you look more defined, helps you look more attractive, and overall makes you more confident. And one of the things that I tried to optimize for when working out was how I look. It wasn't just about strength either. Like, I want to gain strength, but at the same time, I want to look good as I'm building muscle and not look regular. And there's a lot of lifters out there that just look like they have everything, but then their neck is very skinny or some other part is very skinny, and it just overall makes the body feel way less than what it should be. And so this is the blueprint that will make you look really good on your clothes and give you that wow factor. These are the 6 muscle groups that you need to prioritize to give you that V-tapered look, and as well as make you look very aesthetic. Let's start with the first section, which are the always visible muscles. Number 1, the neck. This is probably one of the most underrated muscle groups out there. Like, you might see a lot of people really big, but they have pencil looking necks, and it just makes their physique very shallow. It almost looks like you could take them down if you have a skinny neck. And this is something that I suffer myself from too, and I'm trying to fix it. And the best way to go about this is doing neck curl, as well as you could have some sort of band to actually tie it in the back of your head and actually resist it from moving your head. This will actually make you more powerful in the neck muscles. And if you think about a lot of sports like boxing or even race car drivers, they train their neck a lot, and they actually have more broader neck and gives you that masculine aesthetic look, and makes you more wholesome, makes you look like you're not docile, makes you look like a challenger and a warrior. And the best way I would go about this is, like, I would wear a beanie and have the weight on top of my head and just lie down and do like neck curls like this. And that way the weight is resting on the beanie itself and not on my forehead. And I'm getting the tension, and I start with, I guess, 10 pounds and then slowly transition to 25 pounds. And I know people that do 45 pounds in this case as well. Jeff Nipper did a video on this, and he was actually saying that it's actually very easy to actually progress fast. And you might be surprised how much weight you're actually doing this, but it doesn't take a lot of weight. It's just about consistency, and you will actually build your neck to be solid, strong, and you will look more masculine. Number 2, the forearms. This is also a part of that visible body part that everyone can see all the time as you're walking, you're wearing a t-shirt or anything of that nature. The forearms are the first thing that you could actually see other than your neck. And to build your forearms, you need to do a lot of forearm curls or reverse grip curls. A thick vascular forearm makes you look more fuller, makes you fit better, and actually makes you look more powerful even if you're standing still. The best way to go about training your forearms is to do wrist curls or do reverse grip curls to actually work out front and back of your forearms, usually at the end of your pull day or when you're doing arm. Now let's go on to the muscles that give you that V-taper look, the Dorito look, the one that makes you look more masculine and stand out and more aesthetic. With that said, the first one would be your lateral delts. This is what gives you that Dorito look and makes your waist look more smaller. And the best way to go about this is doing a lot of lateral curls to target this. And you might see that you don't need a lot of weight for this. You might see the biggest guys even do a lot less weight. It's more about control and being efficient about it and not about pushing a lot of weight. The next thing that gives you that powerful look is your upper chest. Your upper chest is probably the best muscle for your chest overall to look more aesthetic. It gives you that armor plated look, and the best way to go about this is actually doing a lot of incline curls, whether incline dumbbell curls or incline curls with the bar. And between the 3 muscle groups, about upper, mid, and lower, like the upper is the most important to actually build your chest and give it more define. And if you're working out the upper, the other 2 are also building. It's just building one side. But if you focus on the mid or lower, a lot of times you'll see like people lift heavy, but they just don't look aesthetic. It's just for the fact that the upper chest is not built well enough. The next thing that gives you the V-taper look, it's your lats. Your lats are probably the biggest indicator of that V-taper look. This is what actually people see at the back, and the bigger or like broader, more defined the lats are, the better you'll look in any fitted t-shirt or anything of that nature. And the best way to go about it is like doing a lot of pull-ups. Once you start doing a lot of pull-ups, like your back entirely starts getting built. You might even start transitioning into doing muscle ups once you unlock 8 to 10 pull-ups or more. That probably is a statement piece on its own, but overall you can go with pull-ups and actually building your lats to start off with. Finally, one of the most aesthetic muscles to look at and one of the hardest to also get is the abs. They say abs are made in the kitchen, and it's 100% true. You need to be about 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance to actually tone down and lean up until you get to that 12% body fat. Once you get to 12% body fat, you might see all 6 of your abs. About 15% is when you could actually see 4 of your abs. But overall, this is probably one of the biggest aesthetic muscles, and the best way to go about this is to improve your diet. And if you want to actually make them more visible and actually make them stronger, then you could do hanging leg raises as well as cable crunches to build a good solid ab. With that said, stop following generic programs and start prioritizing these 6 muscle groups to actually make you look more aesthetic, to actually give more bang for the buck, and to actually feel more powerful and get more compliments throughout. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, feel free to actually join my school community and we can go from there. Cheers.